Alrighty guys, so today we are going to answer a question that I'm sure is just burning in the back of your mind, just absolutely weighing you down at night. You're laying in bed thinking, oh my gosh, how much is it gonna cost me to replace my HVAC system in 2026? Well, I've got good news. Through monetary gymnastics and financial Pilates, we're gonna forecast the future based on today's results on how much it costs to replace your HVAC system. So buckle in, sit tight, shut up, and hang on because we're about to discuss how much is it gonna cost you to replace your HVAC system in 2026. Obviously, you're not laying in bed at night thinking about how much is it gonna cost to replace your HVAC system in 2026, but what you might be thinking is, well, my HVAC system didn't do great in 2025. The summer of 2025 is coming to a close. It's August as we're recording this. However, we're gonna use a lot of our financial data to really project as to what it's gonna cost you in 2026 to replace that HVAC system. So what you're thinking about right now is, my system didn't do great. I had some high utility bills, I had some high electric bills, I had whatever it was that maybe you weren't comfortable in your home in the summer of 25. And as you're going into the holiday season of 25 and looking forward to 26, maybe some home improvement projects are on the table, or maybe you had an HVAC tech tell you, hey, the system probably isn't gonna last another summer. It's really time to start thinking about it. So with that, let's discuss how much it costs to replace an HVAC system in 2025. So our average, based on 250 plus installs, was $13,405. So that was the average. And the average can get pulled up or pulled down by either higher than average tickets or lower than average tickets. It can kind of be swayed one way or the other. So looking at the median replacement value, that was $12,860 to replace your HVAC system in 2025. And as we look forward into 2026, we've got the normal villains of the economic world, which is price increases, we have tariffs, the wonderful and ever-present EPA making changes in our industry, rising labor costs, and all just other sorts of economic and material factors that go into how we price and why we price what we price. So looking into 2026, here's what I know that we're going to have come down the pipeline is I know that we're going to have somewhere between a 3 to 6% price increase on raw material goods. That is on our condensers, on our heat pumps, on our furnaces, everything that we do to go into the job, as well as probably a 3 to 6% price increase on total other materials, meaning line sets, pump ups, condenser pads, all the stuff that goes into getting the job done. On top of that, our insurance, I'm sure you know, homeowner insurance is going up at an increasingly steep rate. Business insurance is doing the same, except if homeowners insurance is a D1 track sprinter, business insurance is Usain Bolt in his prime about 6 years ago, just blitzing past the pack. So that's kind of where we're seeing the market go for us as far as insurance, cost of doing business, things like that. And obviously, the biggest hurdle and the thing that I'm most passionate about in our industry, and that you should really care about as a homeowner, because it has to do with the affordability of HVAC systems, water heaters, and everything that goes into the mechanical comfortability of your home, which is rising labor costs. So right now, the Department of Labor talks about that pretty much in all skilled trades, but specifically HVAC and plumbing, there is a upside down recruitment rate. So for every 5 that retire, there's only 1 there to take their place. Doesn't take a mathematist like Albert Einstein to tell you that that is a very quick way to have really, really rapidly increasing labor costs when it comes to how we have to compensate people in this industry. And at Yarbrough & Sons, we're proud of this. We stay top of market pretty much at all times. We give raises before they are asked for because we want to make sure that our team is top notch and ready to go when you need us most, which is during the hottest and coldest months of the year, which Oklahoma is very, very keen on giving you, except this year a little bit. So who knows? But with that, guys, I'm gonna prognosticate a little bit. Like I said, a little financial gymnastics, a little monetary Pilates, if you will, project what it's gonna cost. So if our average was $13,405 and the median was about $12,860, really and truly what we're gonna see is probably somewhere around $1,000 to $1,200 increase on that year over year. So we're gonna see the median move from $12,860, and my guess would be right now, somewhere around $13,400, $13,500, somewhere right there. And then you're gonna see that average for us. I'm not gonna really throw a dart at the average because, like I said, we had a couple of big jobs that really pulled that average up by about $1,000. So we'll say if we were, the pressure's on. I want to be financially transparent with you guys, which is I think the average will move somewhere around 14.5, 14.7. However, The median is going to be somewhere around that $13,000, $13,500 mark, somewhere in there. That is what it's going to cost to replace your HVAC system in 2026. What can you do to offset that? So here's what we can do to offset it right now. One, if you know, hey, I have a high dollar repair that is due, get a quote to replace it right now. Do it right now because, like I said, Yarbrough & Sons isn't unique in the fact that we are going to have rising insurance costs, rising material costs, rising equipment costs, and a rising labor cost to boot. We're not the only ones. That is an industry-wide deal. So whoever you go get a quote from right now, I can promise you this, it is going to be cheaper now than it will be next year. If you had a major repair that you had to either avoid or maybe just narrowly escaped, now is the time to consider replacing your system because, so for Yarbrough & Sons, our slow time, it's to your benefit. We're offering 20% discounts off top line of new systems. So what that means is that, $12,000 system is now gonna look something a lot more like 10.5, somewhere in there. And on top of that, we have really aggressive financing offers to boot. So we have two things going for us. One, it's the end of the year. Two, we need work for our guys. Three, we need to make sure that our schedule is full of productive work, not just busy work. So what that means is we're gonna take a discount. We're gonna take a dive and get really lean and competitive. But as soon as the year turns over, that kind of goes away because the way our finances work, we have to make sure that we're pacing properly throughout the year. So right now is the best time that you could get a quote because one, we're slow, two, we have discounts, and three, if you just narrowly escape summertime by the skin of your teeth and are looking forward to the holiday season, well, the worst time to have a major component fail in your home is right before the holidays, whenever we're having to buy presents for little Jimmy and Jenny and having to have grandma over and she can't make peanut butter pie in the house because it's too cold. So we can't have that happen come holiday season. And so one of the ways that we can help mitigate that is through financing. So we can make it to where a lot of our systems right now have low monthly payments as low as like 90, 95 bucks a month. So you can get in a new system, make sure your house is comfortable for the holidays, make sure your house is comfortable for the next 10, 15 years even by taking on a low monthly payment through financing. Thirdly, what you can do to avoid this right now is if you have not had your system maintenanced, say you went all summer long, you didn't have a technician come out and look at it. Maybe you haven't had a technician come out and look at it in years. Maybe you're avoiding a technician coming and looking at it like it's the plague. I suggest you don't do that because if we do that, we're gonna wait until the system's pretty well beyond repair. And then whenever it happens, as opposed to being a fender bender, we have a full-blown transmission blown out, dropped on the highway, and people are screaming in the background because we've caused accidents. Let's not do that. Get it maintenanced. By getting it maintenanced, we can prolong the life of the system, we can lower your utility bills, and we can ensure that the system that you do have maybe lasts longer. I'm not gonna make any promise, but maybe lasts longer. So when it comes to purchasing your new HVAC system in 2026, the cost to replace is going to be a little bit more expensive than it is right now. That cost is going to be somewhere around $13,400-ish, if I was guessing, for the average home. But guys, beyond that, if you're in the Oklahoma City metro area and you don't have a home comfort team who takes care of your HVAC and your plumbing, we would love to be your team. So give us a call, click the link in the description, get an instant estimate if you're curious as to what it costs to replace your system. You can just give us a little bit of information, name, number, address, and you can see what it costs to replace your HVAC system in less than 45 seconds if you speed run it. If you do it faster than that, let me know because 45 is my best time. But please like, subscribe, let us know if you want more content like this, and always do something nice for somebody. You never know, you might change their life. Eyes up, feet moving, here we go. Yarbrough.